I really value my freedom as it is today because I can go anywhere I like. I can do anything I want because freedom is precious and it was earned by the soldiers and sailors that went before me and fought during the war, and they died during the war. And because of this, we are now a free country, and I really appreciate that.
My name is Sid de Jong, and I was in the Army, 1953 to 1954. It was compulsory. I was in Holland that time, and I was in the medical corps.
My name is Joe Pereira. I was a sergeant in the Rhodesian Light Infantry, Special Forces. We served behind the lines most of the time in Mozambique and Zambia and places like that.
My name is Matt McDonnell. I was a naval reservist in Halifax as an able seaman for the Royal Canadian Navy.
My name is Captain Glenn Reed. I served from the time I was old enough to get into the militia. I was a reservist.
My name is Lance Corporal Dave Hardware, Jamaica Defense Force. I served as a peacekeeper in Grenada as a infantryman / signaller.
My name is Bob Peck. I served in the British Royal Navy from 1948 until 1955.
When I see someone wearing a poppy, it just show appreciation and gratitude. And then what I try to do is ask them if they know why they are wearing it, and if they don't, I'll try to tell them the reason why it's so important.
It kind of reminds me of my people I worked with that died next to me, and trying to keep see, here goes the tears now, I can't talk. It just kind of reminds me of people that died next to me.
I served on aircraft carriers as an aircraft mechanic in the Korean War. I saw some pretty horrific sights during that period. There was an explosion on board and a big fire because an aircraft carrier is like one big gas tank. And we lost 39 personnel at that time. 19 of them were boy seamen who were on the aircraft carrier for training purposes. And we buried a lot of those at sea.
When I was in the Navy during the peacetime, one of the major operations that I was involved in that I remember that really affected me was the crash of Swissair Flight 111 off the coast of Nova Scotia. One of the hardest was actually to see a floating teddy bear. It really brought home that there was also kids on that flight.
During the wartime in Holland, from 40-45, I seen that we lost freedom, and the most important thing what I can remember of it is the Jews we had in our town. When they walked around with stars on their chest, and the signs in the windows of restaurants and stores and all that they could not go in there because they were Jews. And I seen that they round them up in the trucks and that they send them down to the concentration camps.
The Soldier's Prayer, Psalm 91. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge.
Freedom. Freedom of choice, freedom of movement, freedom of religion.
Freedom to me is well, we've been free in Canada. I've been to many places in the world where they're not. And we really need to appreciate what we have in this country.
We don't really know what freedom is until we lose freedom.
I know that it was others who made it all possible for me to have the freedom I've got now.
Thank you for freedom.
On November 11, thank you for remembering.